Hey, Coach, from your perspective, what do you feel was the difference down the stretch? Wizards making the run. You've been in previous type ball games with them. What did it take to finish the job this time?
I think we just got enough stops. They're a tough team for us to cover. And, we'd like us just to take that next step. But if you really look at the game, we gave up 20 points in the first 5 minutes. So thereabouts, we held them to 86 in 43 minutes. So pretty good when you take a step back and look at it. So our defensive intensity was there. They went on their run, maybe a couple of mistakes to allow them back in it late, but cleaned it up, got the stops, got the rebounds, and made a couple buckets down the stretch to finish it off.
I know we've talked a lot about Claxton. What are you seeing from him that's allowing you to leave him out there on the floor for extended stretches, especially finishing games? Activity.
He's long and athletic. He can guard multiple positions, and he's active. He works hard and plays hard, and he's gets deflections, stops, blocks, rebounds. Is able to finish around the rim. So, he's. I think his activity and his mobility with his length is a great combination for us.
Alex Schiffer with The Athletic.
Hey, Steve, I got two for you. Just what were your thoughts on Blake's performance in the 15 minutes you gave him?
I thought Blake was great. If I look, I don't think he stuffed the stat sheet, but just his experience, intelligence, made winning plays. In 15 minutes, he was a plus 12. So I thought Blake was great, and you can see how he can help us.
And then to follow up on that, you were a little non-committal pregame about who he'd play alongside. I mean, he worked really well with Nick. Just what'd you like about that duo out there to pair them like that?
Yeah, I think it's early, but Blake's an intelligent player. He can space the floor. You have to guard him at three. He's a good playmaker with the ball, so he can play off of Nick rolling, or he can be the guy rolling, playmaking. So, he's a versatile player, intelligent player, brings experience to our team, so hopefully he can play in multiple lineups.
Malika Andrews with ESPN.
Hey, Steve, do you know what's next for Landry? Imaging, what does he need to, is this a long-term thing, et cetera?
Yeah, I don't know. He'll definitely have a scan or imaging tomorrow, and we'll go from there. But I don't have any further details tonight, unfortunately.
Thank you.
Ryan Lewis with the New York Post.
Hey, Steve, you guys haven't typically forced a ton of turnovers, but I mean, to force 19 today and get 27 points off of those, was that the switchability that you guys have now in your lineup that was allowing that? Was there some other tweaks? Was that them? I mean, what did you make of that?
I thought we did a good job, hawking the ball at times, forcing some turnovers, getting some steals, but also there's randomness to the NBA. It's kind of like the Orlando game. They came out and made everything, contested or not. Tonight they also were a little careless with it. So I don't want to discredit our guys' effort because I thought they really got their hands on a lot of balls. But sometimes, the other team helps you out in that department a little bit as well.
Tom Dowd with BrooklynNets.com.
Steve, that stretch where you wiped out that 14-point deficit first quarter into second quarter, and it kind of involves two guys you talked about a little bit already, in Claxton and Blake. But what do you see from that group as far as kind of turning the game around there?
I said to the second unit, 5 minutes into the first quarter, we're a little flat. We need you guys to come in hungry and with a lot of energy, and they did. They came in, they were really active, a lot of energy, a lot of spirit, and turned the game around. So, the starters have a lot on their plate. It's a condensed schedule. They're not going to come out, with a ton of emotion every single night. And so tonight was one of those nights where they needed a boost from the reserves, and those guys gave it to them, and the starters were able to finish the deal.
Christian Winfield with the New York Daily News.
Hey, Coach, I know you guys said you wanted to bring Blake along slowly, 15 minutes for him tonight. What are you looking for? Are there any benchmarks that you need to see to kind of up his load, or do you think he's ready for that?
I think it's just we want to take it slow. I don't want to overburden him. I want to make sure that he can slowly improve throughout the rest of the season. So I don't have anything set in stone, but I think we want to be cautious and make sure that we don't have any setbacks or overburden him so that he has a setback or some sort of compensatory issue going forward. So just going to work through this and ease him back into more minutes and ease him into the team and see what his role becomes and how he fits.
Steve Lichtenstein with WFAN.
Hi, Steve. Can you talk about how James, hasn't had the 3-point touch from the last 5 or 6 games, but he's still able to be a dominant offensive player? And are you concerned at all about, the minutes usage that he's taking up every game?
I'm concerned about the minutes. Yes. I'm not sure what the answer is, though. He controls the game, and he hasn't shot the ball well since the break, but he made 3 threes tonight. He gets to the line. He makes assists, rebounds, steals. He's great in and around the basket. So, he had another great performance, even if it wasn't necessarily a typical Harden game. So it's hard to take him off the floor because he makes his teammates better.
Greg Logan with Newsday.
Steve, I apologize if this has been asked before I got on here, but can you look ahead a little bit down the road? You've got 3 games in 4 nights against 2 very good teams back to back. How much of a measuring stick do you think this trip will be for a team with championship aspirations like yours?
Yeah, we're going to play some really good teams. Portland's, capable of beating anyone. Utah's been the best team in the league record-wise for most of the year, and Detroit's a tough matchup for us. So it'll be a really tough trip. We're going to be a little short-handed, and we're going to have, a real scrappy mentality to go out there and try to get something done.
Thanks so much, Coach. We appreciate it.
Thanks. Good night, everybody.